And thank you very much for joining us here on PM Express. Tonight we have the man of the moment. He's been through a lot over the last 1 month or so. There was one time that, as the head of the political desk here, I had prepared for a by-election. I had deployed, in fact, actually even secured hotel accommodation in Kpandai for my reporters. And then we heard the Supreme Court was going to decide on whether or not he can continue to attend to Parliament as a member of Parliament. Guess what happened? His election in the December elections of 2024 was challenged successfully at the High Court. Well, today, he has succeeded in overturning that High Court decision. The Supreme Court says the High Court was wrong. He's with me tonight on PM Express. He is now, I can say this comfortably, the Member of Parliament for Kpandai. Nyindam, thank you very much.
Say authoritatively.
Authoritatively.
Yes.
And comfortably. Because there was a bit of discomfort back in the before now. Whether we can call you. There was even a huge debate on the floor of Parliament. Whether you can even come to the House. The Speaker gave a ruling on the matter. It became very controversial. I remember speaking to you. You said you left it for God. Congratulations.
Thank you, Evans. It's not been easy.
How does it feel?
Well, I feel that my God has spoken. It's been hell, to be honest with you. For 1 year now, I've never had peace to work as an MP. But I've been enduring it because that's part of the job. But on the 24th of November 2025, I was actually shocked by the decision by the High Court in Tamale. And it changed everything about me. I've seen the other side of Ghana, which is the judicial side. Honestly, I've never been to court. I'm 50 years now, I've never been to court. This is the first time. And I think that is an experience no one wants to go through. No one wants to go through. And I always say that I don't wish any MP to go through the kind of experience I've gone through. Even as I won the elections, there's no debts, I can tell you. I've never cheated deliberately in life before. And you know me very well that 2013 I was in Parliament. The first time I won the Kpandai seats since 92. It's been in the hands of the NDC for 20 years. Until I came, advertised myself, availed myself to the people of Kpandai, and they elected me. Against all odds, the sitting MP has been in Parliament for 20 years, and he was a minister even by then. I was just a classroom teacher, to be honest with you. But the people chose me ahead of him. I went 2016, very tough elections. I won again. And when I thought I was comfortable to go, I lost 2020 to this same young man. Because I did a lot of work in Kpandai. If you knew Kpandai before, and you go to Kpandai today, there's been a great transformation. But I lost that election very painfully, even when we're struggling for seats in Parliament. 137, 137. I remember around 12 o'clock, the president called me, Nana Akufo-Addo called me, and said, Matthew, what's going on? Because if you go to the media space, everywhere I was still the one that media was projecting that I've won the elections.
Is it the 2024 one?
No, 2020. Yes, the media house, most media houses were still projecting me as the winner. So around, I have to give them the actual results. Although the media was projecting I won, but they needed the actual results from me in Kpandai. But I told the president that I lost. I lost that election by 2,000. And we were struggling for seats. They asked whether we could do anything. I said, no, if you look at the atmosphere, the people really wanted a change. I don't want to cause any problem because even if we have to do something, some lives will have to go.
And your party was in power at the time?
My party was in Parliament and they needed a seat.
In other words, if you wanted to do something.
If I wanted to do what is done today, I could have done it. And I was even a leader in Parliament by then. But I thought that no, the will of the people must be respected. So I just made it go. So Nana said, I can't do anything. I said, no, if you want to do something, people will die. So let it go. We left it. So I have to go back to the drawing board. And God being gracious to me, I won the 2024 elections with over 3,745. And for the first time, let me put it on record that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won Kpandai, presidential by 535 votes, for the first time. And this is the time that I have suffered for almost 1 year. I cannot have peace. So for you to have me today and what I got from the Supreme Court judges today, I must be honest and say that God has spoken through them. It's not, they could have done anything at all. After all, the judgment is majority decision. It's 4-1. It's 4-1. And it means that anything at all could have happened. So for them to give me such a victory, I would say my Lord, my God has spoken. And it's confirmed the will of the people of Kpandai. And I am very grateful. I'm very grateful to Gary and his team of lawyers who came out with this social right application. Although certain things, we saw it from the beginning, but this application also brought the lights of what we are talking about today. I am very grateful to Gary.
Did you expect this outcome? When you woke up this morning, heading to court, what were you feeling? What emotions were running through your head?
You know something? Obviously, I didn't know the outcome, to be honest with you, because you are in opposition. And looking at what happened in Tamale, I knew very well that I won this election, although we could talk about some issues they raised about the irregularities or whatever they decide to term it. I was going to court and I told my God that, look, I have nobody to speak for me. I have trusted in God for some time now. And I hope and pray that by the time the judges will speak, God will speak through them. And I was prepared for any outcome. Although it was clear on the law that, look, you have 21 days to file a petition, and after 21 days, you don't have that opportunity. So when the Akotia case came, and the Supreme Court had ruled and accepted 24th of December 2024 as the original Gazette date, which was unanimous. There was no any dissenting views. It was unanimous. The 5 judges affirmed the 24th of December 2024 as the Gazette date, confirmed by the Electoral Commissioner. And looking at their petition, that was filed on the 25th of January 2025. It was clear that if we really want to uphold the dignity and sanity of our courts, this verdict should come. And it should also be unanimous. But in this country, what I saw from Tamale, I wasn't too sure. So I just said, go, okay, God, let your will be done. And whatever comes out, so be it. If they say we should go back to the ground and have elections, I know I was going to run that election with the states, not the candidates, where you have all the state's powers, you have all ministers, CEOs, everybody will come there, and we all know what is going on when it comes to such elections. It's going to be tough for me. I was hoping that the people of Kpandai will speak. And if they decide otherwise, that is destiny. I believe that I have a destiny, and I will follow my destiny to its logical conclusion.
So you were going in today and you were open to a decision that would go against you, and you were also open for a victory. You had an open mind.
Yes, I had an open mind.
And you've left the matter in the hands
of God. It's not like the Tamale High Court. Before we went to Tamale High Court, we knew that we're not going for any ruling. Whatever was going to be said had been said earlier. Because
how do you mean?
Oh, it was out there in the constituency that we're going for a rerun of the
even before the judge delivered
a week. Yes, it was even on. We didn't know because it was on the social media. If you go to the NDC social media handles, Kpandai for rerun, Kpandai for rerun. So it's like everything was like it's staged. We didn't have it. So we went there knowing very well that the court was going to say we should go and have a rerun.
So the High Court's verdict that overturned your victory, you say was staged?
I say it's like.
It looked like
yes,
staged.
Because it was already out there. So we were worried that how come these people are going around almost a week preparing people's mind that we're going for a rerun. And on the social media handles, they wrote it. Rerun in Kpandai. Get prepared. And it was out there. And when we got to the court there that morning, the regional minister was there. People that we've never seen in court were all seated. And it's like, okay, maybe this is what is going to happen. And when the judge came, exactly what they wrote was what they said. Rerun in Kpandai, 30 days. And ruling will be ready by Friday. These were the words of the judge.
So tell me, how long has it been since that verdict? I believe this happened just before the end of the year 2025.
Yes.
I remember very clearly.
It was 24th of November.
November.
Yes, to be precise, 24th of November.
And then the date was set, I believe, for the 30th of, AC said the date for the 30th of December.
Exactly.
For the
elections, yes.
For the elections. And then you succeeded in filing the processes at the Supreme Court,
yes.
which then stayed the hand of the Electoral Commission from going ahead.
Exactly.
Between that time and today,
yeah.
How have you felt? How have you managed to carry yourself about? Because in between that was a controversy in Parliament.
Yeah.
Then the verdict came from Parliament that you cannot come into Parliament and represent your people.
Yes, that was the straw that really broke my back. When the Speaker, through the clerk, wrote to say that my seat was vacant. That day, I asked myself, what is it that I've done wrong? Because it has never happened in Parliament before. Every MP who had this challenge was given the opportunity to exhaust the judicial process, the legal means available to that person. And you can count them. Look, if you take our senior uncle, Danabudakwe, in his case, he was even jailed. His seat was not declared vacant until he was given a presidential pardon. Then he came back. If you go to Abu Sakandi's case, it happened the same way. If you go to Mion, Dr. Yakubu, who had similar case like my case, the High Court came out with a verdict, declared him his election null and void. He was given the opportunity, he went to the appeal, the process went on, and it was overturned. And even Jachikwesi's case. But unfortunately, in my case, after the 7 days, my seat was declared vacant. I was not given the opportunity any longer. I was not supposed to appear to do any parliamentary business. I have to stay home. So I needed to respect the orders of Parliament. So I stayed home, to be honest with you. But I was like, what is it that I have done? Why is my case different? Why? But what can I say? These are powers that you cannot contest. The only thing you can do is to look at the legal means available to you. So it was then that Gary came out with this application. We all looked at it, and he has to go to the Supreme Court. You know, funny enough, when we filed the stay of execution at the High Court, and we went to move the motion for the stay, funny enough, the judge put his ruling on the 18th. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court hearing was on the 16th of December. So when we came to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court then suspended the elections and asked that we come back on the 13th of January, we went back on the 18th, and the High Court judge said he was ill, he wouldn't appear, and never appeared up to date. So we've never been given the opportunity to even hear about the stay at the High Court until the verdict came out today. So it's God. Whatever I say, I narrow it down to God. But to be honest with you, I've been so down, but I need to carry the people with me. You see, I'm a leader. My constituents look up to me. My family looks up to me. There are a lot of people who look up to you. You cannot, in public, display your weakness. I need to carry them with me. So if I come out, I look very strong. But when I get back to my room, I have a lot of challenges.
So at an emotional, personal, psychological level, the last at least 2 months must have been hell.
Yes, it's been hell. Like I said, it's not been easy. What's the name? Evans. Even resources to sustain. Resources to sustain the constituency was a challenge. You just come out from elections. And then unfortunately your seat has been declared vacant. And the ruling government is in your constituency working.
But the NDC started campaigning.
Yes, they've started working. It's not just campaigning, where a lot of goodies have been transported into the constituency. You can see it. And they've empowered your opponent. He's going around with resources. And you just came back from Parliament. Unfortunately for me, when I lost 2020, I wasn't given anything. So it's like I'll be home for the 4 years, the little money I had, I went into that contest, won the elections again, yet to settle, and they've declared your seat vacant. You are going back to the constituency to work. So even it's like, I just said, well, let's see what God will do, because I believe sincerely that I won that election squarely. So if there were some kind of rigging somewhere, I would have been worried. But the people gave me a resounding victory. And I knew it was not about resources. It was not about resources. The people believed in me. So with or without money, they will still give me the opportunity. That was hell, honestly.
So what really was the case against you and that election in 2024 that the High Court saw meriting?
Evans, these were some of the things that they complained about. One, you go to a polling station where you are voting both presidential and parliamentary. You know, people forget that the elections that we run any particular day, especially December 7th every 4 years, it's a 2 election. It's not one. It is both the presidential and the parliamentary. But when you take the BVD machines, that verifies. You verify once and you vote twice. So somebody chooses to verify, go to the polls, vote only presidential and not vote parliamentary, and leave. So in a ballot accounting for the parliamentary, you will see that the BVD figures will be higher than the ballots, which is normal. Which means that somebody has voted presidential and did not vote parliamentary. These were the things that they were complaining about. 2, if you look at the ballot accounting, there could be some clerical errors or administrative errors, where somebody in one of the polling stations, the figure was 521, and the person wrote 512. Okay, it's 521, and the person wrote 512. It was another challenge. And because it is a duplicate thing, you know, the elections, you have the original, you have the duplicates, and then the EC keeps the original and give the duplicates to the political parties. So some of the figures that the EC had on its original pink sheets did not appear on the duplicates. These were some of the things they were also complaining about. So you take a polling station that they will only talk about 1,000. That how can a polling station get 1,000 votes? It is a lie. It's a complete lie. Look, that pink sheet is here. If you don't mind, I can give you the figures on that particular polling station. And Tanko keeps talking and making all this noise that one polling station is 1,000 what and what and what. Look, if you take the ballot accounting in that polling station, I sent it to Dominic the other time. If you take, we have what we call A1. A1 simply talks about what is the total number of ballots issued to this polling station. And the figure is 435. That is the total number of ballots that they issue. Is 435. Now, when you come to this question, what is the total number of voters on the polling station register? The person wrote 422. But for some reason, because it's a duplicate, you will see that it is 1422, which means it's 1,422. Have you seen that?
Yes.
But if you go to the ballot issues, it's 435. Now, when you come to the votes obtained by each candidate, I got 321. The NDC candidate got 447. Then the other APC candidate got 2. So if you come to the total ballots, you see 370. Then a rejected ballot is 1. And then the total is 371. That is the total, that is the ballot accounting. So where is the 1,000?
So there was a transpositional error.
No, there was a mark at the back. Are you getting? Because it's a duplicate. I don't know whether the person did not hold the pen well or what. It marked on the original page. So it showed as if that somebody has added 1.
Okay, then that makes it 1,000.
That makes it 1,000. But if you come to ballot accounting, what everybody obtained, I got, like I said, 321. The NDC got 47, and then the other candidate got 02. So if you put all the votes together, it's not even up to 500.
So this is the one that the judge mentioned. It says, even within the 41 pink sheets tendered, several entries showed significant mismatches. One pink sheet recorded 1,422 votes in a column that did not correspond with any related figures, while in other instances, the EC's version of results differed markedly from those held by the petitioner.
So in elections, if I have an original pink sheet and you hold a duplicate, who holds the actual figures?
I mean the original.
Exactly. So you don't depend on the duplicates. The EC has given you all the 41 polling station results original. So how can you then go and be depending on the duplicates? If you go to the banking hall today to do a transaction and they give you a sheet and you know those days you enter, they give you the original and then they keep the duplicates. There are some figures that will not appear on your duplicate, but the original, it is there. But the judge decided to only deal with the duplicate and leaving the original.
The judge mentions in the Kpandai Primary School, for example, the EC's Kpandai, I believe.
Kpandai. Yes.
It says the Kpandai Primary School, for example, the EC's pink sheet recorded 261 votes in a slot where the petitioner's version listed 325.
So which one will you take? That's exactly what I'm saying. Because this is the original and this is the duplicates.
So the 325 is the original, or the EC? Because there's the EC's pink sheet.
Yes.
That's the original.
Okay, says what?
It will be 261 votes.
261.
Yes.
Exactly.
But the petitioner's version was 325.
So you ignore the petitioner's one because the Kpandai one is 261 or 2 whatever it is, because that is the original. But so you don't use the duplicate to make a case.
But then it presents some doubt over the results, at least in these areas that was isolated.
I have no problem. That's what I'm saying.
Because because they duplicate.
Yes.
It's a carbon copy.
Yes.
So you are writing on the original, and it simply must reflect.
But if you look at what he said, the original is less than the duplicate.
Yes.
So which one should be taken? So if the person wants to steal, his would have been higher. In this case, it's lower, 26 something.
Yeah.
And the duplicate is 3 something. So who is stealing who?
Yeah. So did somebody deliberately then, after the votes have been tallied, then enter different figures for the duplicates?
That is why you use the original. In any case, all agents to these polling stations, nobody raised a complaint.
But they may have an oversight during the heat of the election.
You see, that's what I'm saying, that this one, I'm not disagreeing with. This one, the EC figures are rather lower.
Yeah.
They are not higher. So if they are higher, in that case, you could impugn.
And the EC would have used their original pink sheet for the tabulation.
For the tabulation. That is what is done. In every election, unless otherwise, nobody would depend on the duplicates that I will be holding and then you will be holding. Yeah. So when the pink sheets are given, the electoral commissioner will mention their original. And if you have a difficulty, then you raise on your duplicate and then it is rectified. That is what is done. And you should know that these guys that we are asking them to go and become EC official are not trained officials. They are not. Some are SS graduates, some are university graduates, some are even JHS graduates. Depending on the setting, there are areas that you cannot get graduates for every polling station. So they are not trained people that you think that every 4 years these people are going through training and you should expect accuracy in everything that they do. That's why we all meet and then we do the collation. That's why at the collation center all these things are taken care of. But unfortunately, this is the outcome. Like we said, we accept the verdict, but we think that we have to challenge it. And thank God today, God has used their out of time filing to save all of us from this trouble.
Does it concern you that the merits of the NDC's case against your election have actually not been the subject of the Supreme Court verdict? It is the technical issues around jurisdiction and the timing that you used to overturn the High Court verdict.
Exactly.
And the NDC had said that they are going to go for a review, which means that they will now ask the Supreme Court to consider the actual merit, and they will now file a review within the appropriate time frame. Yeah. Doesn't that concern you?
No, I'm not bothered. It's their right. Obviously, when the courts in Tamale came out with their verdict and I disagreed, the best I could do was to go to the Supreme Court when I realized I have a good case at the Supreme Court. And today, it's clear that it's 4-1. Which means that we had a very good case. If they think that they want to go for a review, obviously, if you run to the Supreme Court with any case at all, obviously they will give you your outcome. But I think that with this verdict and what we have gone to challenge, I don't know what they are going to say. But I don't know. And maybe they have some other law somewhere that I cannot tell. But my worry is this, Evans. I'm really worried about this particular judgment from Tamale. Okay, if we don't do anything about it, and tomorrow somebody goes to court with these same issues and file within time, this one, our luck is that these people file outside time. Okay, so we use the Shoshorari in this regard. If tomorrow somebody is within time and begin to pick this particular administrative error and go to court, then I can tell you that we won't have MPs in Parliament.
Why do you
because
say that?
every election that you go through, some of these errors will be identified. You will identify them. Where somebody will vote presidential and not vote parliamentary, it will be there. It will be there. It's not going to be Kpandai alone. It will be everywhere. So next time I lose elections and my party is in government, I just go and sample the pink sheets and I look for some of those administrative errors. That this didn't appear here, this did not appear here. And I'm good to go. Go to court and get the court to rule on my side and go for such a rerun. I think that is not a good thing for all of us. It's not good for MPP, it's not good for NDC, and it's not good for the nation.
So would the Supreme Court overturn the High Court's ruling? It shouldn't be a problem anymore.
No, you see, like you rightly said, it is not about the merit of the case.
Yes.
It's about somebody filing outside time. That's the only reason why we went to the Supreme Court. Tomorrow, I will make sure I get the actual gazette. I'll pick all these petty errors, and then I will go to court because my party is in government. In that case, if I get the ruling, you cannot go to the Supreme Court. The best place you can go is to go to the appeal court.
In other words, your point you're making that if only they had filed within time.
Yeah, we couldn't have gone to the Supreme Court. What are you going to do? You have no business going to the Supreme Court. They won't even listen to you because your best bet was to go to the appeal court.
Because this became a constitutional issue, sir.
Yes, but in this particular case, it became a constitutional matter, which we sought interpretation from the Supreme Court. And that's why today I am where I am.
So what then will be your approach? Because what you raise is fundamental.
Yes.
I believe it may be a pillar in their review application to the Supreme Court, which they've decided or have told us today that it's an option. Do you then welcome the review once they decide to go?
Like I said, I cannot stop them. I don't have the power to stop them from going for a review. Do I? In any case, on what basis are they going for it? They are going on the review on the Shoshorara application, not on the merit of the case, because the court did not go into the merit of the case. They are going on the Shoshorara. Whether they can go and rearrange the law that you can file beyond 21 days. That one I cannot tell. That I'm not a lawyer. I cannot tell that one. But let them also go and test the law. I can't say they shouldn't go. I'm not in their minds. But I know that they file out of time, and there is no petition in this country that has survived. Not my only. Any petition that you file before or above the 21 days, it never stood. It's not about Matthew alone. So this ruling is not exclusively my ruling. There have been several rulings. In the Akotia case, what was the challenge? The challenge was that he filed 31st December 2024, and there was a challenge that the results hadn't been gazetted. So the original gazette was produced, which was on the 24th of December 2024, which means that the Akotia case was properly filed and invoked the jurisdiction of the High Court, and the ruling was given. So it is not about Matthew. There have been several other cases. If you go to what's the name? what's the name? Techiman South. It's the same thing. And other cases that went to court in these particular issues, they all were all thrown away because you filed outside the 21 days. So it's not exclusively my case.
Is that to say you're confident, even if they pursue the review path, that you will still win?
I think that if the lawyers will be honest to him, they will know that they will not go for any review. If they will be honest and sincere with him, they will tell him that, please, prepare for 2028. And if you are the choice of the people, they will give you the opportunity. They won't go to waste their time at the Supreme Court because it is clear.
You think if they do, it will be a waste of time?
Look, it's clear. You see, as you sit here, you are a man, I'm a man, that's it. There is a woman, if there is a woman, everybody will know that it's a woman. So you don't see a man and pretend as if that is a woman. It's not going to help you. When you look for the third party will tell you this man is a man. That's it.
But are you prepared to face them in court if they decide to go?
Who am I to say I won't go? Because in this battle, if they go back to challenge my application, it's obvious I have to go to court.
I asked that question because, you know, they are the incumbent government,
yes.
and incumbent government hold a lot of influence in our part of the world, in Ghana, over the judiciary sometimes. And as you know, it has happened before. Yes, they've lost 4-1. 2 more judges will be added to this panel. Anything can happen. In a country like ours, you know this. You harbored it when you were driving because you said you left it to God because, you know, you were dealing with an incumbent party with a supermajority and everything seems to be going your way. That definitely must be playing at the back of your mind that if they go for review, anything could still happen.
Yes.
In spite of your confidence that you have a good case.
Anything at all can happen, but I'm confident in what I saw today.
Okay. What did you see today that gives you that confidence?
The 4-1 I saw today clearly tells me that the law is the law. And the Supreme Court judges have held the integrity of this country to the very highest esteem. Yes, I am from the opposition. Yes, I don't have powers behind me. They look into my face, they look into the case and realize that, look, this young man has a case. Okay, they never decided to give it to the ruling government. That is integrity. That is sincerity. Tells me that any man walking on the streets can also get justice. So if they decide to go for a review, I still believe that the justice I got today, I'll get the same justice. I believe in that.
What has this done to your faith in the judiciary?
It's up my faith in the judiciary, but I have a lot of questions.
What are some of these questions?
I pray that what the Supreme Court does, maybe the lower courts will find some space and maybe in a way try to emulate them. Because justice is so important. So important. Because that is the only place you can go for justice, is the judiciary. That is the only room that you can enter for a safety net. There's no any other place. If unfortunately we compromise justice, a lot of these innocent people will continue to go to jail. I could have been in jail, you know that? Yeah. If it was just an ordinary case that demands a jail sentence, I would have been in jail for no wrongdoing. I tell you. I could have been in jail for no wrongdoing. So I think that justice is so important. It's so important. Although, like I said, my belief and my trust in the judicial system has gone up. I sincerely pray that it trickles down, not just at the Supreme Court.
You obviously have issues with the High Court's decision, which is the judgment.
Yes.
You obviously do.
I do.
And you've expressed in this interview that you wish something can be done about the merit as reviewed and decided on by the High Court.
Yes.
Because it opens a Pandora's box.
It opens the back door for... Look, I'm a politician. Okay? And I wouldn't wish what has happened to me to happen to anybody. Anybody. Even in assembly elections. I don't hope and pray that what has happened should happen to anybody. Because it is possible it can happen to anybody at all. Because what we are talking about is it will happen in every election. It will happen. Somebody will vote for a presidential candidate and not vote for a parliamentary candidate. It will happen. Look, you know the election we went for 2024. If somebody was going to vote proxy, it was biometrically verified. You know that? It was another query. They queried a polling station that it shouldn't have been biometrically verified, it should have been manual. And the judge accepted it. Meanwhile, we want into this election, if you are voting proxy, you are biometrically verified. And the Supreme Court has made all of us aware that elections are won at the polling stations. So why? What has changed? These are things that I am worried about. That's my worry. Because people can begin to manipulate, and when their party is in government, let's look for these loopholes, and they'll just unnecessarily be...
Apart from the emotional strain that you've admitted to, this must have also cost you a lot financially.
Yeah.
You must be, if not broke, almost broke by now, because I can imagine the court processes wasn't cheap. You have run an election in 2024, which you know was very expensive. You had to come to Parliament. Your people in your constituency would be demanding still, and then you now have to fight this huge battle against an incumbent government with limitless resources. What impact has this had on your own?
As for financially, I am zero.
So you're broke?
I'm zero. But I must thank some people who have contributed towards this journey.
Okay.
The Parliamentary Caucus, I'm very grateful to them. The minority leader and the group. Although I was out of Parliament, but I was still with them. They fought for me. They contributed a lot towards this journey. The former Vice President, encouragement, whatever he can do.
You mean Dr. Mahmoud
Bawumia? He's taking me as a personal brother in this journey. I'm so grateful to him. Some individuals, I wouldn't want to be mentioning everybody's name. They've been there for me. That's why I'm still surviving. That's why I'm still surviving. Some of the things, they do it, and I get to know that they've done it for me. There's no way I could have shouldered this responsibility. No.
Which intervention touched you the most? What did they do? Was something that you got to know about that really touched you?
I can't say everything here. Some took time just to be praying for me. Just prayer towers. They pray for me all the time. So Evans, I'm indebted to a lot of people. But if it is about financial constraints, I tell you, I have a lot of problems. But it's good. We are there.
How are you going to pick yourself up from here?
Sorry?
How are you going to pick yourself up from here?
God will do it. Okay? God does things differently. I could just walk out from here and I'll get a call from somebody. The person will support you. Okay? Where there is a good heart, you attract a lot of sympathy. And this journey that I've gone through, there are a lot of people who are sitting far, they are looking at it. And some will just call you, we'll send you this, we'll send you this, we'll send you that. But let's see, since I'm back to Parliament, at least, my joy is that I'm going to serve the people of Kpandai once again. I'm going to prove to them that I'm there to serve them. Whatever little resource I make, what little common fund I will get, I will impart it positively in their lives. That's what I'm going to do.
And that's Martin Nyindam. I'm going to take a quick break. When I return, he's talking about Parliament. I'll take him there because this verdict could not have come at a better time because Parliament just resumes next week, Tuesday.
Yeah.
And so the timing is just perfect. And then I want to take him to his constituency. There have been those today who say both NDC and MP should call for calm because you can imagine the tension that had been building towards today. What is he going to do to keep the calm? NDC supporters unhappy. You remember that they were campaigning already, so expectations were building towards a rerun, and then the Supreme Court verdict. So there's still some work to be done in this constituency to keep the peace there and keep the calm. I'll ask him how he plans to do that now that he's won. Stay with me. Thank you for staying with us. My guest is so Matthew Nyindam. He is the Member of Parliament of the Kpandai constituency. And my emphasis on Member of Parliament, when I started, I said, I can say this comfortably. He says, I should say it authoritatively, because it's authority of the Supreme Court, the apex court, that has stamped, sealed, and delivered it just today.
I agree.
I want to take you to your constituency. Today I had the Roxy. The first thing he said when he approached the microphone after the defeat was a call for calm among NDDC supporters. And you could understand why. They had been campaigning. They were on the ground. They've been working, putting resources in there in anticipation of a rerun. So you can imagine the deflation, the disappointment after the high expectation of, a rerun. And then your own followers, who today, as we've heard, are jubilating. That has a potential to create the perfect ingredient for some explosion.
You're right. You're right. I think that just when I stepped out of the Supreme Court, I made some calls to some leadership in Kpandai to make sure that they keep the youth in check.
Okay.
We have a very disciplined youth in the party, to be sincere with you. I've never gone into an election and create any problem. But obviously we've been under pressure for almost 1 year now. So this verdict has reactivated the joy in a lot of people. And when sometimes you are too happy, if you are not lucky, you can create a lot of problems.
But the outside is grieving.
Exactly. And even yourself, if you are not lucky, you can even harm yourself in the process of the jubilation. So I called a lot of them, told them everybody should keep calm, and assuring them that I'll be coming there tomorrow. So whatever you want to do, celebrate in moderation, because I'll be there tomorrow. Okay? This is one of the ways to at least suppress their joy or their youthful exuberance. And then to the other side too, yes, they will also not be very happy with what has happened. And I'm happy they are also calling for calm. But relatively, Kpandai has been a very peaceful place. Relatively. Until recent, from the 27th
of December or
November. I've not been to Parliament.
That's a long time. That's 2 months.
Yeah, I've not been to Parliament.
It's 2 months. You haven't represented the people in 2 months. They've not had no representation.
I've not represented them on the floor of Parliament, but I was representing them in the Constitution.
You were doing
I was with them.
Okay.
So
you have not been to Parliament.
Yes.
2 solid months.
Even before the seat was declared vacant, I had written permission to go back to the constituency to let the people know what has happened. So it was in the constituency I saw the clerk's letter declaring my seat vacant, and since then I've not been to Parliament.
You think that decision was an injustice to you?
So injustice.
You articulated that.
Speaker and the clerk, for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm sure that they treated me differently from my colleagues.
Why do you think that
problems.
is? Why do you think they treated differently?
But I'm sure we spoke about that.
Yes, you mentioned that.
I wasn't given opportunity to exhaust the legal opportunities that I had. Then I wasn't given opportunity.
You're going to let it go now?
Well, who am I? I have no choice than to let it go. What can you do? You can't do anything. The speaker says your seat is vacant. It's vacant. You can't go and be fighting speaker. No. So what we did was to trigger the court processes by filing this Shishorara and also citing Parliament for contempt, because we had already gone through processes.
Has that case been heard?
In fact, all those cases were discontinued today.
Okay. So you have withdrawn all those?
All those cases were withdrawn.
Okay.
Because now I'm back to Parliament, so what is the use of pursuing those kind of issues? So everything was dropped.
You're looking forward to returning to Parliament for the first time in more than 2 months?
In more than 2 months.
Next week?
Yes.
Will anything change in your approach in Parliament?
A lot will change.
Tell me.
I'll be more calm than before. People that I used to talk to, people that I thought were all together, I've seen that it's not the same.
Explain. I thought you said everybody supported you. Not everybody.
Not the minority side.
Oh, you mean the NDC side? Okay.
It's not going to be the same.
Expand on that for me. What did they do? What happened there?
I don't know. You see, we are colleagues. We are all members of parliament, and we all know how we struggled to win a seat in Ghana's parliament. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And for you to deliberately decide that, look, I must get my colleague out of parliament for no reason, I find it difficult. Because I don't know why you will want me out of parliament. I have not offended you. You don't come from the area. You don't know the geographical area of the place. You don't know what I do for the people. And for some reason, you have taken it as a project that you don't want to see me in parliament. Let me tell you, when we started this 9th parliament, a colleague approached me and told me that, look, we will get you out of this parliament.
Even before the case was...
Even before this case started. And I told him that, my brother, did you see me here during the 8th parliament? When I lost, did you see me here? I have no business here when I lost the 8th parliament. I am here because the people asked me to come. But since you say you are going to get me out of here, you are not my God. Let my God speak for me. That's what a colleague tells you.
Is this an ordinary colleague or somebody in leadership?
I'm just telling you, this is what a colleague tells you.
So this...
On their front page.
I see. So you think that there's more to what has happened than just a case of irregularity?
This is what he told me. What is it?
But what about you? What about you and your seat? Why single you out?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. That look, 8th parliament, I lost.
Yeah. And you stayed away.
I never came to
you
parliament.
Accepted it.
I don't even go to parliament. Because I have no business there.
You actually said Akufo-Addo offered to help, and you said...
Yes, because I will sacrifice life for a seat. So you can't look into my face and tell me you are going to get me out of here. As if that you are my God. So some of these days, people have taken it personal. So I just have to sit down, reflect, see what I can do, and do what I can.
So your relationship with your friends on the NDC side?
Some will change. Some will have to change.
Change as in?
I just have to keep my cool.
Keep your distance or keep your cool? Which one is it?
I think that keeping my distance will be more appropriate.
From some of your friends in the NDC in Parliament?
So. I just think so. I just think so. And be more careful.
Is it part of this that makes you angry, bitter, disappointed?
No. I'm not angry, I'm not bitter. Those things cannot be part of me. I can never be angry, I can never be bitter.
Okay.
I may disagree with you strongly. But when it ends it, I end it. That's all. I don't want to be bitter. I don't want to even think about somebody. I have a lot of things to think about. Why will I add your problems to my problem? I won't do that.
And then finally, before we wrap up, you've thanked Bawumia very strongly the way he took you as a brother in this fight. He also has a major battle. Yes. Major battle. Yes. He's fighting for his life.
I've already declared my support for him. I'm working for him.
And then that's the timing of this verdict, coming a victory of yours, coming 2 days before a major day. Is it coincidence or there's something
maybe it's a coincidence
interesting there that the man you say who has adopted you as a son, the son then wins a monumental victory. 2 days before the man himself goes into a major race.
Maybe it's ordained. Because it could also be a coincidence. Because, the case was heard on the 30th.
Yes.
And we actually thought the verdict was going to be given on the 30th. Then they fixed it on the 28th. We had no control. I didn't have control. He didn't have control. They fixed it on the 28th. And today, they delivered such a monumental victory. Once I was even in court, he told me to take it easy. Whatever decision that comes, we have to give thanks to God. And I say amen to that. So when the verdict came, I have to thank him. He's been there for me.
I believe because of your own trials, you haven't had time to give him full attention in terms of lending your support to his own bid. Would that change between now and Saturday?
Oh.
I'm going to see you more aggressively.
I'm going to the constituency. Each and everyone is supposed to deliver his constituency. The last elections, I delivered 99% for him in Kpandai. And it's apparently the highest in the northern region.
Okay.
I expect to do same on the 31st for him. and hope and pray that the delegates will give him the opportunity. Just like they gave all flag bearers in this country, both the NDC side and the MPP side. Mills was given 3 times opportunity to become president, and he won. Same way, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It's been repeated about 3 to 4 times, and today is president. Kufuor was given 2 times opportunity, and he became president. Nana Addo was given 3 times opportunity to become president, and he became president. Sure, Mahmoud Bawumia will be given opportunity again, and I know God's appointed time he will become president.
And your supporters also are delegates.
Sure.
Today's verdict would have re-energized that.
Seriously.
You can imagine.
It has boosted their morale.
Yes.
Yes.
You think that will be translated?
I think so. I think it will be yes, it will be
Saturday?
translated. Yes, it will be translated. I positively think that it will be translated. There were few that maybe thought otherwise, but today everybody will come on board. They will know that we have to give Bawumia a resounding victory. Yes, I cannot assure him of 100%. It's not possible. It's a race that obviously have 1 or 2 people who will not be with him. But I think that the majority, we have about 773 delegates. And I think that he will not do below 750 delegates.
That's strong.
He shouldn't do below that.
That's strong.
Yeah. He shouldn't do below that.
Martin Nyindam, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us, and all the best as you return to Parliament.
Grateful.
That is Martin Nyindam. He is the Member of Parliament for Kpandai. If there was any doubt before today, there's no longer a doubt. It's just emphatic, authoritative, and you can say that, take it to the bank. He says he's returning to Parliament next week once the Supreme Court writes formally to the Parliament. His seat that had been declared vacant until today is going to be lifted, and he gets to serve his people. Enjoy the rest of the evening.